Welcome to Hilary Emmanuel Ministries, where faith meets power, purity and prosperity, and breakthroughs are born. At Diadem, we equip you with bold prayers, life-transforming teachings, and spiritual strategies to overcome every challenge life throws your way. Join us as we dive into God's Word, experience His presence like never before, and walk in His purpose for our lives. If you're in London, we invite you to fellowship with us in person at Diadem, 4 Pegamoy Road, N18 2NG. Don't forget to subscribe now and let's grow in faith together.
Brethren, once more I welcome you all to this Sunday worship service in the name of Jesus. We've had a very great program, and our God has moved mightily for us. Since we started on Friday, the Lord has crushed the overpowering, defeating defilers, powers that are stronger than us, powers that have been ruling over us at their own will and doing with us what they like, that every time they want to defile us, they want to achieve anything with us, they can easily overpower us. They can easily defeat us. They can easily do anything they want to do in our lives. But the power of God came down and crushed them completely and delivered us from them. And not only that, the Lord has equally delivered us from the complicated entanglements that are far beyond human understanding. Spiritual entanglements that block blessings, that block and even kill destinies. Serious entanglements. But the power of God came down upon us in this program and untied all those entanglements and set us free from their impacts and their power. But do you know, brethren, that the Lord has not finished with us yet? Because He still wants to make us new again. And that's what we are talking about today. Make me new again. Why again? Because I believe when the Lord created us originally, before the enemies put their hands into our lives, we were new. All things were in place, were perfect, sort of. And until the enemies and the foundation and wickedness and darkness and the world started to put their hands into our lives, things started to go the opposite way. But today the Lord is going to make us new again. And He's going to restore so many things in our lives. Look at Revelation chapter 21. Revelation 21 in verse 5. And he that sat upon the throne said, and who else will sit upon the throne beside the Lord? He sits upon the throne, and what does that signify? It tells us He rules. He rules, because he that sits on the throne rules. So He sits on the throne and rules, and He said something. He said, behold, I make all things new. I make all things new. And He said unto me, write, for these words are true and faithful. So when the Lord is telling us about making all things new in our lives, they are true. And they are faithful words that we can trust, that we can lean on, that we can hold on to. He said they are faithful and they are true words, that God makes things new. And that's what we want to pray about today. That's what we want to cry unto Him today, that He will make us new. Brethren, when you begin to talk about anything new, it shows that that thing has some defect. It shows that the old has some defects. It shows that the old is no longer perfect. It shows that the old has some problems that must be fixed. And that's why you begin to talk about making things new. And this very verse I just read to you in Revelation 21 in verse 5 is the end time prophecy. And God is going to make all things new because our present world that we live inside has very serious problems. We can all see it. And no nation is perfect under this heaven. No nation is enjoying the perfection of God yet. And because of that, that's why the Lord is talking about making all things new. And the world we live inside has gotten to the point of no remedy. Virtually almost no remedy. So the only option left is to make all things new. The only option left is to get rid of the old and make things new again. There's how We too, in our own personal lives, as believers, as children of God, there's how we can get into troubles. There's how we can get embroidered in so many unpleasant things that we too will need to be made new. We too will require to be made new. And that's the whole essence of the purging and deliverance and purification. The whole essence is to make us new, to get rid of some old things that are not good for us. When out of the activities of life, we go out, we come in, we interact with so many things. When we become entangled, we dealt with it yesterday. When we become corrupted, when we become polluted, when we become defiled and mad in all kinds of filthy things, dirty things, corrupted things, we might just need to be made new. Sometimes purging is not enough. Purification is not enough. Washing and cleansing is not enough. What we require at that point, the only way out is to be made new. To be made new. And there's no need to begin to wash a garment that is so badly soiled that no matter how you wash it, you will still see the traces of the corruption in it. What is required then is to completely make it new. Look at Zechariah chapter 3. Zechariah chapter 3, look at verse 1. And he showed me Joshua the high priest standing before the angel of the Lord. Brethren, if you are in a relationship with Jehovah God, and you've gotten to the point that he can attach his angel to you, and the angel of God is constantly by you, the angel of God is constantly standing beside you, that's a great achievement. That's a great favor. But look at what follows. He said, even though the angel of God of the Lord is standing by him, there's another personality that was standing there also. He said, and Satan, standing at his right hand to resist him. The angel of God couldn't drive Satan away. God himself left Satan to be there. So Joshua the high priest will have angel on the right side, the other side, have Satan on the other side. And because there were some defects, some things were not right. And that's all we have been trying to deal with since these 2 days of this program. We dealt with it on Friday night, we dealt with it yesterday. Things that could make Satan to stand beside us. Things that will empower Satan, especially that kind of entanglement we dealt with yesterday. Things that will give Satan the legitimate right, the legal right to stand beside us, even though angel of God is standing with us and the Holy Spirit is standing with us, and he will still stand there also. And he will be standing there to resist. So you can see in verse 2, and the Lord said unto Satan, Joshua the high priest was not aware of all these things. He did not see all these things himself. So the Lord took the initiative, just as he's going to do for us also today. The Lord said unto Satan, the Lord rebuke thee, O Satan. Even the Lord that has chosen Jerusalem rebuke thee. Is not this a brand plucked out of the fire? So you now see that God had to rebuke Satan to depart from Joshua the high priest. But listen carefully to me. When Satan stands beside any man, any woman, even if you drive him away, he has caused some damages. That period he stands there, he will leave some marks behind. You remember the case of Job? The period God allowed him to stand beside Job, to come closer to Job, to touch Job, you see the volume of damage Satan caused him. Caused him damage in his children, damage in his businesses and finance, damages in his health, damages all over. So those kind of level of damages will require some remedy, repairs. And some of them are irreparable. Some of them just have to be made new. Like the 10 sons of Job that were killed. God couldn't bring those sons back. He had to give him new ones. Like so many other things, his business, his animals, everything that he destroyed, God just had to give him new ones. So when Satan stands before any person or stands beside any person, for any reason, he does not just stand there for fun. He stands there and causes damages, serious damages, severe damages. Now let's look at the damages he has caused Joshua the high priest. For the Bible tells us he's just resisting him. It's just, but it goes beyond resisting. Let's see the level of damages that he has caused in verse 3. Now, Joshua was clothed with filthy garments. Do you see that? Originally, that garment, when that garment was given to Joshua as the high priest, you remember the garment of Aaron, that it is a very special garment, well specially made and anointed and consecrated by Moses. That is the garment of the priesthood. And that garment now, when is always clean and beautiful and well decorated with ornaments and everything. But now, from the activities of Satan, from interacting with Satan and all those things, that garment has become now very filthy, very dirty, very corrupted. And obviously it's not the angel of God that will corrupt the garment of the priest of God. It's not Joshua himself, the high priest, might not know how he got corrupted, but Satan's presence has corrupted that garment. The activities of Satan every day in the life of Joshua the high priest has corrupted and defiled that garment so badly that even when God drove him away, he said, "The Lord rebuke you, Satan." And of course he will leave Joshua the high priest alone. He will walk away. But what happens? Joshua the high priest needs another garment. He can no longer continue in that office of the priesthood with that filthy and dirty garment. Brethren, that's exactly what the Lord wants to do for us today. It is true. The Lord has driven away so many things from us in this program already. He has driven away Satan. He has driven away demons, driven away all the enemies that are standing before us here and there. But what of the damages they have caused us? What of the filthiness, the defilement? What of all the things they have destroyed? Those things need to be made new. Are you following me? So Joshua now had this filthy garment upon him, and he stood before the angel of God. He stood before the angel of God. Now, what will you have thought of? Shouldn't you have said, well, what should be done is, well, let Joshua the high priest remove that garment and let's wash it quickly. Let's cleanse it, let's purge it, let's bring everything and wash that garment so that he will put it on again. But do you know, when Satan wants to cause some damages, it causes some irreparable damages. It causes some damages that you cannot fix. So look at what follows. Verse 4. So the angel of God answered and spake unto those that stood before him, saying, take away the filthy garment from him. He said, remove that filthy garment. Remove that dirty garment. Now, if he said remove it, shouldn't they go remove it and go and wash it and clean it and bring it back? He said, remove that filthy garment from him. And he said, unto him he said, behold, I have caused thy iniquity to pass from thee, and I will clothe thee with what? With change of raiment. He said, you are not going to wear that garment anymore. Even though it's an anointed garment, but anointed with corruption is no longer anointed. Anointed with defilement and filthiness is no longer anointed. It's not fit for purpose. He said you need a brand new garment. You need a change of raiment. Verse 5. And I said, let them set a fair meter upon his head. Let them get a brand new meter, a brand new thing, and set it upon his head. So they set a fair meter upon his head and clothed him with garments. So they brought new garments, changed garments, brand new one. That is exactly what we want here, brethren, today. We are going to cry to God to make us new again. Everything in our lives that have been defiled and corrupted and polluted and affected, the Lord will help us to change them today and give us new one. So they gave him, he clothed with new garment, and the angel of God stood by. You see, with this, listen carefully to me. With this now, new garments, no filthiness anymore. His iniquities have been made to pass away, forgiven and abandoned and thrown away from him, with a clean slate, with a new beginning, everything brand new. No more Satan beside him now to resist him. Now, the angel of God that is attached to him can now minister to him, and it will manifest. You remember what we dealt with on Friday night? All those kind of complicated attacks, all those kind of overpowering and all those kind of defeating defilers that always defile us so that they can block good things. And the things we dealt with yesterday, all those kind of attack of complicated entanglement that block blessings. When somebody like Joshua the high priest is entangled with Satan, what happened between him and Satan that gave Satan the opportunity or the chance to come and stand beside him was not explained. But it must have been one entanglement or the other. One complicated entanglement or the other must have opened the door for Satan to come in and stand with him. And while Satan stands with him, he will never allow that angel to do anything in his life. If the angel puts any blessing upon him, Satan will remove it. Because that's part of the resistance. That's part of the resistance. If the angel brings blessing and put it in the life of put it in his hand and say, Joshua the high priest, the Lord said I should give you this. The moment the blessing is touching his hand, Satan will collect it. So that was what we dealt with yesterday. And now, because all this has been done now, Joshua the high priest needed divine renovation. Completely made new in everything. And we can see the effect now. Now, the angel of God is alone now with him. He can now minister to him. He can now give him blessing and will manifest. He can now pray prayers and his prayer will be answered. And there will be no more Satan to resist him anymore, to snatch anything from him anymore. So are you following me, brethren? So this very procedure, this very system is what we want to follow today. This we want to cry to the Father to do for us today. Not to bother to wash any filthy garment. Not to bother to wash any dirtiness, just to totally change us new. Give us brand new garment, brand new raiment. It's not that God cannot wash us clean. It's not that God cannot allow us to be purged and go away like that. But when he makes us new, take note of what I'm telling you now. God can purify us and we'll be clean. He can wash us and we'll be clean. But there's a difference between that and when God makes all things new. When he makes all things new, he comes with different set of privileges and blessings. Rather than just purifying you and purging you and cleansing you and you are clean, you are good. He's acceptable to you, he has returned to you, that's fine. But when he makes all things new, there are certain things that follow. And those are the things we are targeting. Those are the things we really want. Let me show you from where we read earlier in Revelation 21. We read Revelation 21 where he said that I make all things new. Let me show you when he makes anything new, whether the life of a man, the life of a woman, whether he makes a marriage new, whether he makes a ministry new, whether he makes a destiny new, whenever God makes anything new, see what are the kind of things that follow immediately. In Revelation 21, look at verse 3. And this is why we want to beg for newness today, so that these things will begin to manifest in our lives too. In verse 3, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of God is with men. That is what happens. When he makes all things new, and there's no more Satan anywhere to resist us, standing beside us. No more demons standing beside us. No more evil spirits and dwarfs standing beside us. No more snakes and all kinds of things standing beside us. When he makes all things new, and he has removed all the filthy garments and dirty garments and everything and put brand new garments on us. When he makes all things new, automatically something happens. The tabernacle of God will descend into our lives. The presence of God will draw closer to us. That is what happened. And he will dwell with them. It gives God the opportunity to come and dwell with us when he makes all things new. And they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them and be their God. That's what we want. That's why we are opting for newness. Not just for purging and purification alone. No, that's good. But we want more than that. We want him to make us new, so that we can enjoy all these accompanying blessings, whereby he will come and dwell with us. He will draw closer to us. He will now, his tabernacle will descend upon us. He himself will be our God. Look at verse 4. The things that will begin to follow, which is why I want us to insist on this. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. Do you see that, brethren? When he makes all things new, Everything that has been causing you to cry, all the things that are, listen carefully to me, brethren. God cannot dwell with you in your house and live with you together and be his tabernacle present with you, his presence present with you, and he is your God, and then you are crying every day. He will ask you, why are you crying? He will not even allow you to cry to start with. His presence will not allow you to cry. And so he said he will wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. This is what we want to enjoy. This is what we are driving at. So that God, when he makes all things new in our lives, when he makes all things new for us, so that we begin to enjoy all these benefits, he will make all those former things to pass away, all these former defeats, all those former failures, all those former stagnancy and backwardness, all those former setbacks. Look at verse 6. And he said unto me, it is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is a test of the fountain of the water of life freely. And I know you are thirsty, because I am thirsty also. I know we are thirsty of this water of life, thirsty of the water of God, thirsty of great many things. He said he will give us freely. Verse 7, he that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God. Tell me how you will not overcome now. Because while we were not overcoming before, overcoming temptation, overcoming attacks, overcoming the enemies, overcoming Satan, overcoming the flesh, why we were not overcoming before was because of the filthiness, because of the blemishes, because of all those things the enemies have been doing, overpowering us, defeating us, and defiling us. That's why we're not overcoming before. But now that all those things have been taken away, now that the blemishes that will not allow us to come into the tabernacle of God, to enter the holies of God and worship him there, now that those things have been taken away, and the presence of God himself has come down upon us, why will we not overcome? He said if we overcome, which we are surely going to overcome, he said we will inherit all things, and God will be our God, and we shall be his children. Do you see that? These are the blessings, these are the benefits of God making all things new. And that's what accompanies it. When God makes all things, these are the things that begin to manifest in the life. These are the things that begin to happen. Look at, this is the revelation I showed you, when he makes all things. Now look at that Joshua the high priest also, so that you compare the two witnesses, so that this matter can be established once and for all. There are in fact so many other witnesses, but time will not permit us, because I want us to pray today. Now look at the second witness. Joshua the high priest saw what happened to him after he has been made new, after everything around him, the old garment has been removed and a brand new meter put upon him. Look at what now, the blessings, the things he started to enjoy in Zechariah chapter 3. Zechariah chapter 3, look at verse 6. Look at verse 6. And the angel of the Lord protested unto Joshua, saying, the Lord of hosts. Why protest? Because the angel wanted to hammer that statement of God into his whole life, so that he will not forget it, so that he will not think this is the word of the angel, so that he said, this is not my word, this is the word of the God of hosts. And what is the Lord telling him? Saying, verse 7, thus said the Lord of hosts, if thou wilt walk in my ways, and if thou wilt keep my charge, then thou shalt also judge my house. Do you see now? Do you know that God couldn't entrust him with such a high position, with such a serious assignment? Because Satan was, how can you hand over the whole house of God to a man that Satan is ruling over, that Satan is standing beside him all the time at his right hand side to resist him? He can't rule the house of God. So he now said that now that your Satan is gone, now that your filthy garment is removed, you are wearing a brand new garment. Now, this is the benefits. These are the things you begin to enjoy from now. You are going to judge my house, and you will also keep my court. I can entrust my court into your hand. I can allow you to be in charge of my court from now, because all things are new now. And I will give thee places to walk among these that stand by. Who are those that stand by? He said, I will give you a position among the angels of God. Among the angels, the messengers of God, I will give you a position. You will be able to stand with them. Joshua couldn't step into such privilege before. How can he carry Satan? Because anywhere he went to, Satan was following him. How can he be? God wouldn't give him such position because he will bring Satan along. He will have brought Satan along. So that's why God didn't give him all those offers. God didn't open that level of privilege, that level of opportunity and grace to him because of what he was carrying up and down. But now that he has been made new, new privileges are coming out, new opportunities, new promotion, new positions. He said that you will be able to stand among the angels of God. Verse 8, he said, hear now, O Joshua the high priest, thou, he said, you and your fellows that sit before thee, for they are men wondered at. He said, do you know that from now that you have been made new, people will begin to wonder at you. They will begin, you become a marvel. For behold, I will bring forth my servant the branch. Verse 9, for behold, the stone that I have laid before Joshua, upon one stone shall be 7 eyes. These are deep mysteries. God couldn't, in the past, expose Joshua to this kind of level of in-depth spiritual things of God. But because now he's a new person, God has made him new. All the things God had for him before, his destiny, these are his real destiny. His destiny is beginning now to manifest. Beginning now to manifest. Behold, I will engrave the engraving thereof, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will remove the iniquity of that land in one day. He said, where Joshua the high priest stands to minister from now, which land is he referring to here? The land of Judah. He said, all their sins that made me to send them to exile, I will remove all the sin in one day. That is the kind of ministry, that is the kind of position, that is the kind of destiny that Joshua the high priest had. That one day ministration alone, one day program alone that Joshua the high priest will hold, the whole sin of a whole country will be abolished. No wonder Satan was following him up and down. No wonder Satan was resisting him, so that he will not take away the sin of Judah, so that his destiny, his ministration will not remove the sin of the land. Do you see now his real destiny is beginning to manifest? Brethren, that's why I insist that today we are going to cry unto our God that he will make us new, like Joshua the high priest, that he will do for us also. You see how he said the sin of the land will be taken away one day. Verse 10, in that day said the Lord of hosts, shall ye call every man his neighbor under the vine and under the fig tree. If you read further, you will see that he's beginning to tell them about prosperity. He said the vine tree, the fig tree, everything will begin now to flourish and begin to prosper. So you see what follows, what accompanies being made new. And that's why, so that if you are going to cry today, you know what you are begging for. You know what you are insisting on. That, Lord, I appreciate you washing me and making me clean. It's good. You have been doing it for me and I'm grateful. But for today, Lord, what I want is to be made new. What I cry for today, Lord, is to make me new. Everything in me you have to remove. Everything that Satan has corrupted, that have been attacked and destroyed, whether it be destiny, whether it be glory, whether it be anointing, virtues, gift, whether it be garment, whatsoever it is, you have to remove them and give me brand new one. That's what I want today, Lord. That is the kind of prayer we're going to pray. Ezekiel chapter 36. Look at verse 25. Ezekiel 36 verse 25. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness and from all your idols, and I will cleanse you. A new heart. Do you see that? It got to the point he said you need a heart transplant. Why? Obviously that heart must have gone through some terrible battles. There have been too much struggle over that heart, the control of that heart. He said, don't worry, that heart has been damaged beyond repair. You need a brand new heart. He said, a new heart also will I give you, and I will also give you a new spirit will I put within you. Why? That spirit have gone through a lot. And brethren, a lot of us, our spirit man have gone through a lot. They have been broken and they have been wounded, they have been hurt to the point that healing it is almost impossible. He said you will get a brand new spirit. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh. Some heart have been so attacked, and who can turn a heart to a stone? It's Satan's work. It's demonic work. He says he's going to take away the stony heart and cause you, and I will give you an heart of flesh. Verse 27. And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgment and do them. Do you see that? So when he has done these new things, giving you new heart, new spirit, a lot of things, new like that, what are the benefits? What are the things you are going to enjoy after that? What are the things that will follow immediately? Things that you begin to see that was not there before. Look at the result in verse 28. And ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your God. Listen, each time God does anything new, what it results to immediately is to bring man closer to God, to bring God closer to us. All the three witnesses I've shown you now, all of them are saying the same thing. He said he will get closer to us, we will become his people, he will become our God. And you know, if Satan is there resisting in the right hand side, God cannot come and be struggling with Satan on the other side. So now that he has abolished and wiped off all those things, giving us everything new, he can now come and be our God, draw closer to us. Verse 29. I will also save you from your uncleanness. If he draws closer to us and remain with us and abide with us, he will save us from future uncleanness. He will save us from uncleanness that is coming tomorrow. Because the enemies know the weapon and the power of defilement. They know the efficacy of uncleanness in their hand. They will always want to use it again. This time the Lord has been purging us. This is not the first time the Lord has been purifying us. Why are we always coming back for purification again? Because there's always going to be an attack. And that's what the Lord is saying here. He said, don't worry, if I dwell with you, I will make sure that that weapon of uncleanness does not prosper against you anymore. And I will call for the corn, and I will increase it. That's multiplication. That's increase. You see, I will increase you. You see, blessings always follow when God makes all things new. And I will lay no famine upon you. No famine. You know, there are so many mysteries in our God that in the midst of famine, when people are crying and weeping everywhere, he has a way of providing for his own children. I was sharing with somebody some days ago. I said there's a new trend I'm seeing now that I was not seeing before. If you go out now to supermarkets, you see that majority of the people sitting down and begging, they are becoming younger people. Younger people. Younger indigenous of this land. And they are increasing. Sometimes you get to the place you see, before you see maybe one or two. But now you get there, you see them as if they are like a team. Many of them turning up. And that is telling us something. That there's famine in the land. That a lot of people are struggling to feed. But the Lord is saying here, when I make all things new, even though famine might be in the land, he said that I will lay no famine on you. You will not suffer famine. I will call for the corn. I will summon the corn and increase it unto you. Verse 30. And I will multiply the fruit of the tree and the increase of the field, that ye shall receive no more reproach of famine among the heathen. So he said that he will bless us. These are the things we want to be enjoying, brethren. And that's why I want to cry unto God and say, Lord, make me new again. And the Lord is interested in making his children new. He enjoys making his children new. Do you know, brethren, that Joshua the high priest didn't even pray for it? He didn't even know that he needed it. He didn't even know he was wearing a filthy garment because it's spiritual. He didn't even know that Satan was standing and following him up and down. He didn't even pray about all those things. It was God in his own initiative and love and mercy that rebuked Satan and drove him away. And now started command that they should change all those things for him. If he can do it for somebody that did not ask for it, how much more will he do for you when you pray? After all, he has said, ask and you will receive. Seek and you will find. Because he's a prayer answering God. And he answers the prayer of his children. And of a truth, brethren, prayer works. And he has been answering our prayers. See all that he has been doing for us this year. See everything, how he has been leading us and guiding us and directing us. See everything he has said, how everything has come to pass word for word. And that's why we believe him, that when we cry unto him today, when we pray today, he will surely answer us. And he's going to make us new. Let's close our eyes. Let's close our eyes. And let's begin to thank him and say, Father, I thank you so much for my deliverance in this program. Lord, I worship you for my deliverance in this program. For the deliverance of my wife. For the deliverance of my children. For the deliverance of Diadem. Father, thank you very much for all our deliverances in this program, oh Lord God, and everything you have done for us.
Thank you for watching. If this message blessed you, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to join our growing community of faith. You've just listened to the sermon, but there are powerful prayers that follow. Due to social media rules and guidelines, the prayers have been removed from this video. However, you can access the full prayers and more life-changing resources by visiting www.pastorhillary.org or downloading our app, Diadem Media. If you're in the London area, we'd love to have you fellowship with us in person at 4 Pegamoid Road, N18 2NG. If you have any questions about this message, want counseling from Pastor Hillary, or wish to share your testimonies following the prayers, please leave a comment below and someone from our team will get in touch. Until next time, may God bless you abundantly and guide you in all your ways. Stay victorious.